want you to know is that, one, you have to go in prayer and you have to ask God and be still, and he will give you an answer. The other thing, what you can do in the meantime, is start writing down all the things that you feel you're good at. What do you do better than anybody else? The other thing that I discovered about me was simply this. I didn't know what it meant to be a woman. I mean, from God's perspective. You know, when I was a kid, you know, the pastor, Sunday school pastor said that women were the problem to man, and the reason that Adam and Eve were kicked out of the Garden of Eden. But I have come to learn that women are not the problem, that women were the answer. And it says so in the Bible, that it is not good for man to be alone. And so he created a woman, not to be a companion, but to be an Ezra, a helper. Now, Ezra is a Jewish word. And throughout the Bible, in Deuteronomy and a couple other verses, Ezra, which refers to God as a helper, and that is what God made for a woman. He also made us women the last of his creations. We were last to be created. We are the masterpieces. We are beauty in essence. He made us irreplaceable. Nobody can do what we do. But you see, we don't know all these wonderful things about ourselves because we're so busy focusing on all the negative issues. But you don't know how God sees us. And when you do, when you learn that you are a snippet of his beauty in flesh and blood, woo, when I learned that, that blew me away. It made me feel something different inside. And then when I coupled that with knowing my purpose, realizing that he's given me a job to do. And believe you me, there has been many times that there has been things, forces put in place to destroy me. And God said, no, it will not be. There's a song by Kurt Carr that says God blocked it. And I think of the people, the negative people that came in my life to destroy me, to derail me, to stop me, to discourage me. And God said, no, it won't be so, because I have a job to do. And I know that sometimes you have gone through some trials and some heavy tribulations. I know that you have been broken. But God still kept you. And I want you to know that's because you matter to him. You're irreplaceable to him. You have a job to do. You got work to do. You got to know who you are. And when you do, I just like finding my way, getting on the road. And when I didn't need that navigational system, once I was on familiar grounds, I had the confidence. I was like, okay, we on our way home, baby. Because I was back on secure ground. And that's what it feels like when you know who you are. So please do the assignment. Find out everything there is about you. Go into prayer. Ask God, what is my purpose? And then you pair it up with what you do. And then if you decide to start a business, if you decide to go into your career, I guarantee you, your life is going to be so much more. It's going to be happier, and you're not going to be just living. Last thing that I want to tell you, the saddest thing that I saw was when I was in Philadelphia. And the women that came in there, many of them were broken, tired, and drained and weary. They didn't care about how they looked. Of course, they had comfortable clothes on, but some of the clothes were stained. And you could see that they had been using some drugs or some food substances like I have. That they were trying to fill that void because they didn't know who they were. And then two bright lights walked in. These two young ladies, they were dressed beautifully. They walked in. And everybody turned and looked at them. They were the bright lights. And if more of us women begin healing, we each then become a bright light. Become a bright light within yourself. And people will notice you. And those blessings that God has stored up for you, they're going to come down on you. Get to know who you are. I thank you for listening. Get to know yourself, like and share. I'm Angie for Seductively Speaking. And remember, love yourself.